Welcome back to the Shabbos Treasure series. I'm Gila Ross, host of the Power Up podcast, and I'm here together with my co-host,
Rabbi Samuel Ross, and we are delighted to be able to share a weekly idea that you can take into your Shabbos and upgrade and beautify immediately. Enjoy. So we got bored of only 4 questions, so tonight we're going to ask 7.
Wow.
Okay. But I think I was looking through the notes. I think that the 7 questions are actually, like, if you look at, like, the write-up, it's longer than everything else put together. But it's some really interesting questions. So we will take it in turns to fly through the questions.
Okay. Can you add food coloring to water for decorative purposes, right? So we're not talking, let's say, about adding like cordial to juice, to water, for flavoring. But let's say if you just want to, I don't know, you want to color water blue or purple or orange, would you be allowed to do that?
No.
Okay.
So we're going to do yes or no. If any of you have any theories at any point, feel free to throw it out. Hayden, can you hear us this time?
Yes, I can. Perfect.
Excellent. Okay, so that was the first thing. Food coloring to water. Okay. Next, like sometimes, I don't know if they have them in England, but North America definitely have them, like these, like toy cutlery or toy forks that change color when it either is hot or cold. Like, for example, you got a toy fork, and when it touches ice cream, it will go a certain color. I don't know, it will go blue or something. I don't know if you have them here.
You have like heat sensors mugs.
Right. Okay, yeah, absolutely. The heat sensitive mugs. Something like that. Would that be okay?
No.
Maddie doesn't. Hayden.
No one's liking the heat sensitive mugs. Okay. What about?
Hi, Stephen.
Oh, hi, Stephen. Long time no see. How you doing?
Hello.
You okay?
Okay, thank you.
Good to see you.
Good.
But you're okay. It's good to see you. What about using lipstick? Stephen, would you use lipstick on Shabbos?
On a Saturday night.
On a Saturday night, perhaps, but not on Shabbos itself. Okay. Maddie, what do you think about lipstick?
No. Because that's why they've got Shabbos makeup. Because it's classed as drawing. It's classed as drawing.
We're going to have to see what the issue will be. Next, Robertson.
Can you spill dark juice on a white tablecloth?
No, on a white table.
On a white table.
We're going to make this really hard and sophisticated. I wrote this one almost as a trick one. It was such a trick. It tricked the one who was writing it. One who was writing it and reading it.
It was it tricked me. On a white table, can you spill dark juice?
Because a spill would be an accident. So you're saying if you accidentally spill.
Again, Hayden, you're looking into this very, very deeply. I'm going to try to come up with a contrast of the table, like a wooden table, which is a different color, in contrast to a tablecloth, which is like absorbing.
I'm going to say yes, that's fine. Table.
Okay.
I'm going to say no because it might stain. So no.
Okay. So wow, this was interesting. I managed to maybe fool everyone, perhaps myself most included.
I guess the question is, Rabbi, is the table made out of plastic or wood?
I'm not sure what the table's made out of, or whether it was thrown down by purpose or by mistake. Like, there's a lot of different variables going on over here.
This is a ploy by someone who didn't want to get invited back, so they're deliberately spilling their juice on the table.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, the next one you'll love. Like these old guys in shore who go around and they, you're so cute, for the little kids, and they pinch their face. We all had that done when we were young. The only thing is it turns red momentarily. Stephen, you're nodding. You had this guy doing it to your face. I don't know if today it's socially acceptable to touch anybody's face, but maybe they still do. But is it something which is okay? The kid's face is going...
Not on a Shabbos and not on a Sunday.
Okay, but we're going back to 1922 now.
Let's say he's doing it to his own face. Okay, fine. Sometimes when a kid's, I don't know if anyone did this, you used to make your own cheeks go red to fake a temperature.
Yes.
Right? Yeah, Hayden's nodding.
Yeah.
Right, to get out of school and stuff. So that's the question. Would you be allowed to do that? Pretend you got a temperature?
No.
Okay. So you don't think you can pinch someone's face even if it'll turn
Well, I think I don't know. Your own, I would say no. Somebody
someone
else.
would that make a difference?
Possibly, but yes.
Possibly, but yes. Okay. We'll come back to that. Next, Robertson, number 6.
Can you wear glasses? You know, I don't know what the name is, but you know those glasses that
Actually, I wrote it down somewhere.
that are light sensor and
very focal.
yeah,
No,
very
no.
focal glasses.
Bifocal or something like that. I know
Yes,
what you mean.
Bifocal. No, that's distance and thing. You know, it's the ones that
Photosensitive or
yes,
something.
that's
They
the one.
change to sunglasses when you go
They
outside.
go darker when you go in the sun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Are they okay? And the last time we had this question, we had a guest here on Shabbos who was wearing them, and I asked him.
What did you tell him?
I told him to check it up in the book.
Oh.
And here we are, the very next week. We happen to be learning this particular topic tonight.
That's an interesting one.
If they're prescription, and why not?
I get. Okay, so guys, let me know
them.
the rest of you. Why possibly not? Opening it up to the rest of you. What could
Because
be the possibility?
it's changing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're changing again. We'll have to see what the melacha is in a minute, but you're changing something.
I'm going to say no.
Sorry, no, as in you can't wear it, or no, it's not a problem.
No, you can't wear them. But
Right.
Stephen's saying yes, you can. I don't think you can.
Yeah, but don't hit each other too hard. You know, it's like this is like a really competitive one. Okay, and finally, invisible ink.
No, because it's still
No.
writing.
Yeah.
Writing. By the way, I want to say something very, very important. We're going to tonight do, please God, it's a very short one. It's the melacha of dyeing, not dying as in death, but dying as in dying. Dying. I don't even know what to say this. Like
Coloring.
Dyeing color. It shouldn't be confused with writing, because writing and dyeing are two different melachas, and we'll see later on there actually is a serious distinction between dyeing and writing. Because writing, for example, you could write, but wouldn't necessarily be the melacha of dyeing. They are different. So I do want to make that differentiation. Okay, so I'm going to give you the principle of what the melacha is, and then Robertson Giller will fill us in a little bit with some of the practicalities. The melacha of dyeing was necessary for the manufacturing of the special curtains and tapestries in the mishkan. Therefore, any coloring of any materials or a substance is going to be this melacha, whether it's accomplished by changing the color of the material or even by adding a color. It doesn't make any difference. The moment you're coloring something, you're adding a color, you're darkening a color. Even a color is already dark, is already existent. But I want it to be a darker color. That is the melacha of dyeing. And I want to add that any material is included, including, well, just for example, painting a wall, adding food coloring. Remember we discussed added food coloring to water, that would be included. So anything like that is under the melacha of dyeing.
And even if the color's going to fade by itself, let's say, like for example, like lipstick or makeup, right? After time, it fades on its own. You still wouldn't be able to do it. Or let's say, for example, when we spoke about like the mug that's heat censored and reacts to the heat, and you know it changes color if it touches something really cold, or if it touches something really hot, and then it automatically goes back to the same color.
Right. So again, so it's any sort of coloring is an issue, even if it's going to fade after a while. All of these things are a problem. But again, Hayden was correct. Remember the example? It wasn't the tablecloth; it was the table. So that just because you've got a dark liquid that's being poured onto a table, that's not a problem because there's no change to the surface. Like you're going to be able to get a towel or whatever you're going to do, and it's going to come straight off. So it has to be that it's actually going to make a significant change. There's no change. It's just water's going on a table. It doesn't really make.
So if it is, but hold on, if it is like an absorbent material, like if it's a wooden table, is that different? Because then it will go into it.
So perhaps again, if it's going to change the color. Right now, we're not looking at the absorbing issue. We've done that in previous weeks. We're looking at the coloring issue. So it's going to color it, okay, perhaps. But usually, the table is just going to go onto. It's not actually going to. Cover it. Okay, so now we're going back to the pinching of the cheek, which of course you said was
Not okay.
Not okay. But in terms of the coloring, is it a problem?
So it's whatever. If a person wants to do it to their own cheek, they can do it because the coloring is brief and unintentional, so it's okay. So for whatever reason, someone's pinching their own cheek, go ahead, do it. Because I guess the idea here is it's brief and unintentional. If someone is doing it especially to make their cheeks look red, would they be allowed to do that or not? It's a bit more complicated already.
Which is going to lead us into the next question.
Okay.
Which is, again, you probably don't have this one too often in Manchester, unfortunately. But can you go sit in your garden, your beautiful garden, on Shabbos, when the sun is beating down so hard that you might get tanned?
I remember there was one sunny day.
Was it a Shabbos? It might have been a Wednesday.
No, it was. There was one that one
Shabbos.
Do you remember?
Okay, so that is the question. What do we think, guys? We're not discussing especially going out to tan. Even we're discussing, you happen to go out in the garden.
You can't stop yourself from getting a tan, can you?
You can't. But the question is, should you be doing it? Maybe you should sit in the shade. Who said you're allowed to enjoy that one day of sunshine?
Well, if you're observing Shabbos and you're religious, you'll be covered up, so you'll be all right.
Yeah, but your face won't be covered up. Your ears won't be covered up.
And your head.
Your head. These things are not covered up. So the truth is, it's the same principle again. That basically, it's going to be okay. Because at the end of the day, it's unintentional. So that's the principle we're seeing. We're seeing when something is unintentional, it's going to be okay. Okay, so now we're going to.
I was thinking, if when in Johannesburg, when you're walking home in the summer from shul, chances are it's going to be sunny. So what can
you do?
So you're allowed.
You are allowed, because again, it's unintentional. You're not doing it for the sake of tanning, and even then, it might be okay. Okay, now we're going to go to our lenses. I don't remember what they're called. In North America, they call them photo gray lenses. Okay.
I think.
So now
I don't know what they called it in England. The photo.
Yeah. So now
I don't know what they
now
called
we've
it. The
seen all of
glasses
these
that change in direction to the thing. So if the brief coloring occurs indirectly, it's okay, even if you intend it. So you could wear those glasses, right? Even though the purpose of them is to become darker with the sunlight, the coloring it's indirect, right? It's happening as a result of the sunshine. It's not something that you're putting on the glasses to make them darker, and it disappears when you return indoors.
Right. So the first, again, there's actually a few reasons it's going to be okay. One of them is that it's indirect. And another reason is the whole purpose is to protect you from the sun. It's not to create a coloring effect. So there you go. You've got two reasons. There's actually a few other reasons, but either because it's indirect or because you're not creating any coloring effect. I'm finally going to finish with the idea of an invisible ink. The invisible ink or dye is also not okay. Even though it's temporary, it's still not okay. So what we're going to do now is we're going to run through the 7 questions. And let's see how much of that we picked up. Let's take it in turns. Robinson, you go first.
So adding food coloring to water, yes or no?
No.
No. If it's just for decorative purposes, no. That's right.
Can you use the toy fork into the ice cream and you know it's going to change color, or the mug with the coffee?
No.
Good. Lipstick?
No.
No.
Can
you spill the juice on the table?
Yes.
Exactly.
Okay. What about pinching the cute kid's face?
No.
Okay, but let's say it was your own face, because it's not the cute kid and it's socially acceptable to pinch your own face, even though it's going to change color for a little bit. Is that okay?
Yes.
So that's okay. And which leads us into
the glasses that change color in the sun. Can you wear them?
Yes.
Yes, exactly.
I hate it. Stephen was right. Oh no.
Oh dear me. Whose face gets pinched pink? Okay. And what about the invisible ink?
No.
Oh.
Exactly.
Okay, guys. So there we have it. There is one more section on coloring. It's going to be some of the occasions that it's okay to color, which, please God, all being well, hopefully we'll do next week. Thank you so much, guys. So good to be back together.
Nice to see you.
Yeah, likewise.
Thank you for taking the time to listen. Please check the show notes for my current offer of a free one-to-one call and how to book it. And meanwhile, don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss out. And share the love with anyone who would benefit. Thank you, have a great day, and happy Hanukkah.